morning everyone, it's Sherry at Attic Inspired Crafter. Today I'm going to reveal the little mini album that I've been sharing sneak peeks with over the last week or so. The inspiration for this album came from a lady, and she goes by the name of Scrap Queen, I do believe. And I'm not sure where she's from, the UK somewhere. Very strong accent, but she is hilarious to watch and she has some really great ideas. So part of this project is certainly a shout out to her, as I'll identify the parts that I used from her instructions. So the product line I used was from Prima, and it's called Misty Rose. It's a very old-fashioned feel paper line that's just gorgeous, and you will see there's not a scrap left, which I love. So I really like that. And I also used from my stash an old line that I had kicking around from this is Canvas Corp, I do believe, and it's just black and craft, but you'll notice that I didn't use the design side, and that was one of the tips that I actually took from watching Scrap Queen. Not that she gave that as a tip, but she used craft paper with this particular project, and I just like that, so I kind of created my own. And then there was washi tape. I used this little pad that came with the paper line. They're journaling note cards. Again, none left. There was some Say It in Crystal little gems. There was a pack of ephemera and stickers, which are now all gone. So from all that, you can tell that this little project is packed with quite the bang. So here it is. I'll tilt it up so that you can kind of see it this way. The size of it is 6 by 4, and then I created this little box to hold it in because I just felt once you add your pictures, you kind of want something to hold it all together so that the spine doesn't spread out too far. And I decorated the box using all sorts of the pieces from the ephemera kit. And I'm going to talk about the covers in a moment. And then there's that side. These little butterflies are quite cute. They're dimensional, they're 2 layers, and they are very cute, and they came from the collection line. And there's some of those Say It in Crystals, and there was 4 different colors included, which are gorgeous. I'm just going to hold it up and spin it around once more. So we shall slide this little beauty out. I did cover the inside of the box as well, because of course when you take it out you want it to look nice. So that was covered as well. So the front and back covers of this little mini album is actually, I sewed on fabric. I had found this fabric, believe it or not, at the dollar store. And when I pulled out the paper line, it just matched so beautifully. Those little roses pretty much matched the little roses that were in the paper line. I had to figure out how to use it. So I actually sewed it onto a piece of craft paper, which you'll see on the bottom. And then I adhered the craft paper to the front of the album. So anywhere where you see craft paper in this album, that is because I used the back sides of this, and then I found just some background stamps in my own stash, and I background stamped this side of the paper. I found that the black, the patterns on this side were just too bold for this paper line, so I just wanted subtle stamping, and I got that by creating my own backgrounds. So if you'll see that, so throughout the album, that's what I did, and I distressed using Tim Holtz Black Soot Distress ink. So there's the spine, and I just put one of those little dimensional butterflies, and it has a really thin, soft, almost like a tissue paper front to it. And all these little tags that you see sticking out are actually, they belong inside the pockets that are within this mini album. I tell you, this is packed. So Scrap Queen, where I took her design from, was creating the individual pages that are in this album. And she has such a fun technique by using just a A4 paper, which is the 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. And by using that and folding it and cutting it certain ways, you actually create this whole section right here. One of these. And so it's quite fabulous. And there are 6 of these inserted into this album. And each one of these has a pocket in the front, and each pocket includes a tag. And on the front of the tags and the back of the tags, I use some of those little journaling cards, which fit perfectly. So see, you can see on this back side of the craft paper is the original design, and on this front piece is just the plain on these samples. So let me take you through each page, and then you'll see how this little thing came together. It is very cool. There's a few hidden pockets. There always has to be pockets. So down here, there's just a little pocket that you can tuck in this tag, and I'll put that to the side. There is, I use a lot of my Spellbinders dies, and I created these flip and folds. So you can flip this, and then your photo can go here. This is part of that paper line. And I include little tags and things from the ephemera pack. So you flip it, there's another tuck-in spot, and this is, you'll see this is some of my own stamping, which is a little bit more subtle. And it's in here. It's always difficult to do these videos with one hand, but it's in here that those other pockets slide. So then when you turn it around on the side, you have another little pocket. And then you flip it and you start another page. So like I said, all of this is actually one piece of paper, which is really amazing. So let's go on to the next one. This one is actually just glued down. Sometimes I don't know what's a pocket and what's not. I have to kind of feel my way. There's a little pocket. And here's another pocket. So the design of these are the same. It's just how you decorate them that's different. Another slip-out tag. Isn't this paper just beautiful? And here's a little corner, just a piece of tag that you can slip a card in and out. And another blank. All these you can put photos. All these you can tuck photos in and use these as journaling cards or use these as mats for your photo. Whatever you prefer. Another pocket. So like I said, there's 6 of these pockets all together. And that's what's so great about those little pieces from the paper line, that you can get these journaling cards. This little pack, don't overstep them when you're purchasing products, especially if you're thinking mini album, because they are absolutely perfect to put in all kinds of pockets and use for tags. So this one actually comes out, and this is another tip that I got from Scrap Queen. You'll see how she utilizes, instead of using magnets, she utilizes tags a lot in order to keep closures closed, which is really fun. This is just a little belly band with a journaling card and a tag. So this is what I mean by she uses tags instead of magnets. So this tag is down inside a belly band, which is actually holding this closure closed, or this flap closed. So if you take your tag out, then your flap pops up, which is really neat. And it's a fun way to add instead of having to put in the extra cost or the magnets. And another pocket there. And this one you flip out. And this is just a little side rectangular pocket that you can tuck in a journaling card. And then under the journaling card you could certainly lay a photo. Another belly band with a tag. And this is just, it was a leftover piece of one of those flip-its, so instead of throwing it away, I just put it there, and you can actually slide a photo or a tag under it. So that's what I put that there for. There's another pocket, another pull-out, and all these are really fabulous. And I use the stickers from the line to decorate those. Another pocket, and you'll notice that this was done with a punch, and that was part of the Scrap Queen's tutorial on how to create these pages, on how to do the punches to give it a little decorative. So I used 3 different punches that I had in my stash for that. And these little ends for the pullouts, that's part of a spellbinder tag that I just folded over. And then the last, it's another one of those tags that you slip in so that you can pop out a flip and fold. And then the back cover, done with that fabric again. So I really, really enjoy that. That's a side view, which shows the 6 different compartments of paper. And this little mini album, like I said, it's 4 by, well, it's a little bit narrower than 4. It's more like 3 3/4 by 6. It is packed solid. You could certainly get a nice event posted in there. And because it is very feminine, then like wedding would be nice. Mother's Day's coming up. Beautiful Mother's Day album. It could be a new girl baby. It could be an engagement party. It could be just summer. All kinds of ways that you can use this. A trip. And then it just falls back in there. And you can see there's lots of room. So when you add your photos, it will squeeze a little bit to get into the box. But that's what you want to keep it all together. So I hope you really like that. I love it. It's one of my favorite. It just, like I said, it just feels so heavy and just, I just can't describe it. It's almost like you have to have it in your hands, but I just love this little mini album. I believe I'll be doing a few more like that. As far as any leftover, there is not a scrap of leftover because I actually did a baker's dozen cards with the leftover pieces. And I'm going to do just a still shots on those and a post on my blog probably in the next couple of days to show those because this line was so beautiful. I just wanted to use every bit and not throw away nothing. And the cards are actually beautiful as well. You'll get to see those. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it inspires you. Check out Scrap Queen and have yourself a terrific Sunday.